Welcome to this Explainer. Today, we're embarking on something really special. We're looking at the road to the west, Xinjiang's most beautiful journey. Now, to really grasp what we're about to dive into, we kind of need to completely flip our usual travel mindset. You know how we're all so conditioned to travel just to reach a destination? We sit through the long flight, the boring drive, all just to finally get to the hotel. But, as we'll see from our sources today, in the vast frontiers of northern Xinjiang, the journey itself is the ultimate destination.
3,500. Okay, so that isn't just a number. It's the massive, epic scale of the Grand Loop we're exploring today. Grounding us instantly in the immensity of this adventure, this is a continuous, transformative road trip that literally demands you lose yourself in the drive. To put 3,500 kilometers into perspective, you're committing to weaving through scorching deserts, navigating really treacherous snow-capped peaks, wandering through ancient forests, and resting beside untouched alpine lakes. It's a huge geographical undertaking that takes time, respect, and a spirit of true exploration.
And looking at the timeline, Day 1 starts in Urumqi, pushing to Altai and Heimu by Day 3, swinging over to Sairam Lake by Day 6, and then heading into the Ili Valley and Duku Highway by Day 9. So you can see, this isn't just a random checklist where you fly in, snap a selfie, and fly out. It's a beautifully deliberate evolution of landscapes.
Which brings us to the first major phase, the crucible, conquering the Duku Highway. This is basically the backbone of the entire region. It's a grueling 561-kilometer stretch that doesn't just go around the towering Tianshan Mountains, it boldly slices right straight through them.
And because it does that, you get this mind-bending phenomenon, experiencing 4 totally different seasons in a single day. Picture this. In the morning, you're sweating in a t-shirt, surrounded by sweltering, heat-baked red canyons. Then you start driving up. Just a few hours later, in the exact same day, you're gripping the steering wheel, throwing on a heavy winter coat, navigating a blinding blizzard at 3,490-meter peaks. You're literally driving your car through summer, autumn, spring, and the dead of winter, all before dinner.
So, the reality of this crucible is harsh. Because of the extreme elevation and crazy weather, it's only open 4 to 5 months a year. It's highly prone to sudden snow, avalanches, and mudslides. You have to cross 4 dizzying mountain passes over 3,000 meters. It's honestly so treacherous that it's restricted to vehicles under 7 seats. It's a road that absolutely demands your unwavering attention.
But here's the crucial takeaway, and it's a sobering one. The human cost of this heavenly road was immense. The sources really highlight this quote. They used their youth and life to open up the northern and southern Xinjiang. A total of 168 road builders sacrificed. Tens of thousands of brave soldiers spent 10 years carving this modern marvel out of steep cliffs with just hammers and picks. Every smooth mile you drive today was paid for with profound sacrifice.
So having conquered the intense weather and the dangerously rugged terrain of the crucible, a natural question pops up. What exactly lies beyond those rugged, snow-capped peaks of the Tianshan Mountains? Well, we leave the howling blizzards behind and descend into a completely different world. We move into the ethereal escape, Altai and the mists of Heimu. This is the hidden, mystical village of Heimu deep within the Altai Mountains, defined by a serene, almost impossibly slow rhythm of the deep north. If you make this grueling drive, you absolutely have to wake up before dawn. You get these golden morning mists wrapping around wooden cabins and ancient forests at sunrise. As the freezing night gives way to the sun, the dense mist rolls through the valley, catching the light and turning everything golden. It's this fairy tale, ethereal scene that instantly washes away all the fatigue of the road.
From the mists, we head to the water. Turquoise alpine jewels, Kanas, and Sairam lakes. Because Xinjiang isn't just dry deserts and jagged mountains, it quietly hides some of the most spectacular high-altitude alpine lakes on Earth.
First up is Kanas Lake. It's this deep, mysterious alpine jewel fed directly by pure, icy glacier melt, which gives it this surreal, vibrant color. It is famous for its Moon Bay and Dragon Bay boardwalks. Imagine just trekking slowly along those wooden paths, surrounded by lush taiga forests, feeling like you stepped into a sanctuary entirely untouched by the modern world.
Then, sitting quietly at over 2,000 meters above sea level is Sairam Lake. This one is fiercely beloved and has the most poetic nickname, the last tier of the Atlantic. And the reason for that is actually geographical. This basin is the absolute furthest point that warm, moisture-laden air currents from the Atlantic Ocean can possibly reach. Those final, exhausted remnants of Atlantic moisture gather right here to create this breathtakingly blue lake. It's literally an ocean's final sigh.
Now, guiding you continuously south from those lakes, we move into the Ili Valley, aerial prairies and epic grasslands. Sustained by that exact same Atlantic moisture we just talked about, this is the wettest, greenest part of northern Xinjiang.
These epic expanses are the lush, breathing lungs of the journey. You've got the sky-high pastures of the Nalati aerial prairie, the deeply shaded canopies of the Snow Ridge spruce forests, the winding asphalt of the Panlong Ancient Road, and finally, Bayan Buluke's famous 9 twists and 18 bends. You just burst out into these seemingly infinite wetlands.
But it's vital to remember it's not all just peaceful grazing sheep out there. The sources describe this incredible scene. Red lightning and fierce storms illuminating the vast Bayan Buluk wetlands at dusk. Imagine getting caught in a sudden storm. The wind howls, and then, boom, explosive red lightning strikes across the plains, turning the entire night sky a glowing crimson. It's a heart-pounding reminder of nature's raw power.
Before we close this epic loop, we have to look at the massive geological features that bookend the whole trip. Earth's exclamation points, the scars of the Grand Canyons. These sit like ancient sentinels at the entrances of the mountains.
We're talking about two completely different, mind-boggling masterpieces. Up north, you have the Dushansi Grand Canyon. It's this ominous gray, U-shaped scar plunging 200 meters deep, violently carved by raging glacial waters. But then, down south, you have the mysterious Tianshan Grand Canyon, a fiery, glowing red-brown maze of super-narrow rock walls, gently but persistently eroded by the wind. It's the ultimate contrast, right? Water carving the north and wind sculpting the south. Tying this entire 3,500-kilometer loop back together, we come back to our central thesis. As one traveler from the sources perfectly summarized it, the most beautiful scenery is always on the road. The most precious thing is the courage and freedom to chase it. The profound freedom of the open road, seeing seasons change in an afternoon, the connection to raw nature, that is the real reward here. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this. We're so conditioned to rush blindly from point A to point B, ignoring the space in between. But after seeing the golden mists of Hemu, feeling the chill of the Duku Highway, and witnessing the red lightning of Bayan Buluk, in a world obsessed with reaching the destination, do you have the courage to let the 3,500-kilometer journey itself be your guide? Something to think about. Thanks for exploring with us, and we'll see you next time.